What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Dissect of the Dead, back with another video. So, it's been a few days since Fantastic Four came out, so I thought I'd come on here and do a quick, spoiler review. So, there will be spoilers in this video if you have not seen the new Fantastic Four First Steps movie. This is your warning right now. Let's get into it. So, as you noticed in my other review, my non-spoiler review, that I really did like this movie. Now, given a couple days with some hindsight and seeing other people's reviews and whatnot, thinking about, okay, what I liked, what I didn't like, how does it match up to what other people have said? And so my opinion has been sort of formed as where, I still like the vibe, the 1960s comic booky vibe, the little small references and cameos to obscure comic book characters. I still like The Thing. I think Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm is one of the best parts of the movie. I like the design for Galactus. I still like how they didn't completely destroy everybody's characters. It was actually a pretty decent movie for once. Well-knit, tight script, better than Superman, what exactly Superman should have been. But there are some flaws. Now, a lot of the story has been spoiled through the trailers and commercials. That's not much of a surprise. The story kind of takes place in an alternate dimension, or not alternate dimension, alternate timeline of the 1960s Earth, where the Future Foundation has pretty much made life livable for everybody. Pretty great. There are some moments where Reed Richards, being played by Pedro Pascal, as I said in my non-spoiler review, he doesn't exactly do it for me as Reed Richards. He's more like Reed Rodriguez, but he excels at being autistic and sort of antisocial, but he doesn't excel at being intelligent, right? He's portrayed as intelligent, but there are moments where it's like, okay, this is kind of a stupid thing, right? Like, for example, when he's trying to bait Galactus to come to New York City, come to Times Square, he sets his own child as bait and doesn't have a backup plan for that, right? That was kind of a dumb moment from Reed Richards, but I digress. There was one particular moment at the end of the movie. Okay, I'll get to that here in a second. I'm sorry. My review's unedited, always a mess. So basically, it takes place in this alternate timeline, alternate Earth, 838. Sue and Reed have a kid. It's Franklin Richards, obviously. And they get a message from the Herald of Galactus, which is female Silver Surfer. Still, I don't know why they didn't just use Nora and Rad. We all know why. It's because Shia LaBeouf is a female and they don't want to have a male character. They said there were too many male characters, so they needed to inject a female. And so Shia LaBeouf should just be Nora and Rad, should just be Silver Surfer. But instead, they chose to opt to go with the intersectional feminist route. So she comes to Earth, and she is the Herald of Galactus. She says, you have only so much time before Galactus comes and takes Earth. So Reed and the Fantastic Four go up to space and try to find Galactus, try and trace him, and try to negotiate with him, try to fight him off if something goes south. When they meet him, he goes, well, Sue is pregnant with your child, and I'm about to excel that pregnancy because that child is not only going to be my meal, but also my heir, who's going to consume all the worlds because he has the power cosmic within him. Reed swears that's not the case, but they continue to go on with that, and so it's not clear whether Galactus wants to eat the baby because he'll take the baby instead of Earth, or if he wants the baby to be the heir to Galactus's throne. It's hard to tell what Galactus's motivation in that scenario is, but that's what he comes to Earth for. He's either going to destroy Earth or he's going to get the baby, right? Reed, of course, doesn't allow that. Sue doesn't allow that when she gives birth to him. So when they come back to Earth, everybody's like, so how did you defeat Galactus? And they're like, oh, we didn't. And that presents the interesting dilemma. That's where I actually got really invested in the movie, was this interesting dilemma of, oh, is our baby worth more than the entire world? And that's where they all become, they all get turned on by the crowd. They get turned on by the public appearance. Unlike Superman, there's a moment where Sue Storm comes out, and sure, it's a bit cheap, sure, it's a bit tug on your heartstrings, sort of cheap clicks and whistles tricks, but she says, I'm not going to sacrifice my baby to save the Earth. I'm not going to sacrifice the Earth to save my baby. We can work together to do both. We can save both. And it's a very optimistic, heartwarming scene. And that's when I really liked this movie. That's something I liked it for, was the message of a pro-life message. See, I got you. And sort of this like heroism. It's optimism. It's straight up just being the good guy. Nothing nihilistic. It's not like the crowd tried to kill the Fantastic Four or like they were like, okay, these guys helped us. Let's see what they have to do. And they found some smart ways to save the people. Using Mole Man to put all the people underground. I don't know how smart that was in hindsight, but they were at least trying to save civilians, right? As they knew that Galactus was coming, they knew that he was going to trample over everything and everybody. I do think Galactus should have been way bigger, but again, I digress. A lot of the runtime is filled out with, montages very similar to that of like The Incredibles, which is something they should really be pulling from because The Incredibles by far is the most accurate and best Fantastic Four movie without even being the Fantastic Four. The Incredibles is how you do it, right? And so that's where most of the movies like filler is the montages and the showing you these things without explaining these exposition dumps through dialogue. It's simple storytelling, but it works, right? And Johnny Storm has his own eureka moment, and he has his own smart moments. He's a bit smarter than Reed Richards, actually. And he manages to decode a language that's an alien foreign language to talk to Shia LaBeouf. He uses her guilt to try and persuade her to turn against Galactus, which in the end works. So when Galactus comes to Earth, they use the baby as bait, much to the chagrin and disgust of Sue Storm. But it works. It gets Galactus to Earth. They fight off Galactus. Doesn't always work. But eventually, Johnny Storm is about to make the sacrifice. Tell Franklin that Uncle Johnny loves him. And he's about to go in. And this part kind of ruined the movie for me. Not so much that I hate it. It's just sort of like it put it in the mid area, right? Is when Shia LaBeouf swoops in and does a Rose Tico to save Johnny and go inside the portal with Galactus instead. I thought that was a bit cheap. I thought that was a bit lame. But she didn't go full Rose Tico, so it's not like she hit him and knocked him out of the way and was like, we're only going to be able to defeat Galactus through the power of love. Such a dog shit thing. Even to this day, The Last Jedi sucks. But essentially, they end it there, and it feels good that this movie finally. It feels like it's a movie that does not confine to the rules of the MCU and doesn't need to. I can't tell if that means that the future of Marvel movies is saved or the future of superhero movies is saved. I mean, this movie is like a solid 6 or 7 out of 10. The fact that I liked it more than I thought I would doesn't mean it's a like highly recommend movie. Like, sure, go and see it if you want to, have a good time. But I'm not going to sit here and say that it's better than the Tim Story Fantastic Four. But sure as shit better than Superman. Sure as shit better than Rise of the Silver Surfer. And sure as shit better than Fan Four Stick. I will say that Rise of the Silver Surfer still had a better Doctor Doom. Still had a better Silver Surfer. Maybe not as good Galactus. But again, I'm trying to be nice to Disney Marvel and play devil's advocate. I'm sure I'm missing a whole bunch of other stuff, but I also made another non-spoiler review, so this was just to cover the spoiler stuff. But let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Did you like this movie? Did you hate this movie? Or do you not even care? But let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all in another video. If something else comes up, I'll bring it up. Don't smoke crack.